Welcome back to Mediocre Main Character. I'm playing Matches and Matrimony, Chapter 3, the Bad Girl Bingley Edition. What do we want to do? Okay, so here we're going to study the arts, get some talent. What else do we need? We got really low talent. We could be kinder, go visiting. Read a book. Oh, we need to rest at some point. Rest. And then go visiting. No, study the arts. All right. Okay, that's nice. So we're writing, we're visiting our neighbors, we're reading, and chilling, and then painting. A gentleman and a stranger. I hope, my dear, that you have ordered a good dinner today, because I have reason to expect an addition to our family party. Who's coming to dinner? Who do you mean, my dear? I know of nobody that's coming. The person of whom I speak is a gentleman and a stranger. A gentleman and a stranger? It is Mr. Bingley, I'm sure. This whole family, all the Bennet women are obsessed with Mr. Bingley, clearly. I don't think it's Mr. Bingley. Lady Anne, my love, ring the bell, for we must begin preparations this moment. Who's Lady Anne? Is she our sister? So in Pride and Prejudice, there are 5 Bennet sisters, right? There's Jane, there's Elizabeth. Let me look it up. Mary, Kitty, and Lydia. So those are the 3 other sisters. So in this game, we've combined Mary, Kitty, and Lydia into one character called Lady Anne. She's our youngest sister. It is not Mr. Bingley. It's a person whom I never saw in the whole course of my life. But then, Papa, who is it? About a month ago, I received this letter, and about a fortnight ago, I answered it, for I thought it was a case for some delicacy and requiring early attention. It is from my cousin, Mr. Collins, who, when I'm dead, may turn you all out of this house as soon as he pleases. Oh, I see. If you only had daughters, then your inheritance would go to your nearest male relative. So in this case, I guess this mysterious Mr. Collins is poised to inherit our dad's estate when he passes. Anyway, so Mrs. Bennet is very upset about this. I cannot bear to hear that mentioned. I do think it is the hardest thing in the world that your estate should be entailed away from your own children. And I'm sure if I had been you, I should have tried long ago to do something or other about it. But, Mamma, you know there is nothing to be done, as you have no sons. By law, Mr. Collins must inherit Longbourn. This is so true. Back in the day, this is the curse of having daughters. And the best bet for most women back then was to marry the person who's going to inherit your father's estate, so you get to keep what's actually yours or what should be yours. It's a whole messy thing. It's because, women were property, etc., etc. It certainly is a most iniquitous affair, and nothing can clear Mr. Collins from the guilt of inheriting Longbourn. But if you will listen to this letter, perhaps you'd be a little softened by his manner of expressing himself. No, that I'm sure I shall not. And I think it's very impertinent of him to write to you at all, and very hypocritical. I hate such false friends. Why could he not keep on quarreling with you, as his father did before him? So, this is a very long letter. You can pause here and read it if you'd like. But to summarize, Mr. Collins is sad that his dad and Mr. Bennet were on the outs, so he's coming to visit to make amends. And also, there's a lot of bragging here. So he has Lady Catherine as his patron, and he's also a clergyman. That's basically the gist of this letter. So he's coming over on November 18th by 4 o'clock. All right. At 4 o'clock, therefore, we may expect this peacemaking gentleman. He seems to be a most conscientious and polite young man. Well, let's see how hot he looks. Like, honestly, in the book, Mr. Collins is obnoxious. But hey, maybe in the game he's a suave gentleman that could be a love interest. So Jane's kind of suspicious, and Jane's the nice one. Yeah, I think everybody in the Bennett household is kind of like, why are you coming over, bro? But Mr. Bennett is hopeful. I am impatient to see him. Oh no, Mr. Collins seemed neither in need of encouragement nor inclined to be silent himself. He's a chatterbox, isn't he? Oh, this is Mr. Collins. He was a tall, heavy-looking young man of 25. His air was grave and stately, and his manners were very formal. Bro looks sad. Ew. That's so creepy. So he's come under false pretenses, right? He's all like, I just want to make amends. It's so sad that my dad and Mr. Bennett were fighting. But actually, he's come to Longbourn to check out the girls, right? Look at him. He's complimenting our mom. He's talking about how amazing it is that all the daughters are so beautiful and marriageable. This gallantry was not much to the taste of some of his hearers, but Mrs. Bennet, who quarreled with no compliments, answered most readily. You are very kind, and I wish it with all my heart it may prove so, for else they will be destitute enough. Things are settled so oddly. So our mom seems to have changed her tune, now that she's seen Mr. Collins and thinks that maybe I can get one of my kids burdened off, saddled off. But yeah, it makes sense. She's trying to imply that you're going to inherit our house, so you might as well marry one of our girls. It's a grievous affair to my poor girls, you must confess. Not that I mean to find fault with you, for such things I know are all chance in this world. There is no knowing how estates will go when once they come to be entailed. I am very sensible, madam, of the hardship to my fair cousins. Oh, but I can assure the young ladies that I come prepared to admire them. At present I will not say more, but perhaps when we are better acquainted. Oh, great. So we're eavesdropping on the conversation. Mr. Collins had come to court. Honestly, this is all very boring to me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling Mr. Collins at all. He is a misshapen potato and boring as hell. So let's just rebuff him. Because initially he wants her sister Jane. And her mom's like, no, no, no. Jane is spoken for. Yes, Jane is a beauty and the eldest. However, I feel it incumbent upon me to mention that we believe it's very likely she'll soon be engaged to Mr. Bingley. I don't think so. Mom, we're getting Mr. Bingley. As to my other daughters, I do not know of any preposition at all. And so it was settled. Mr. Collins was unleashed on Lydia Ann and me. Oh, great. At least we're going to eat something called a Lancashire hot pot for dinner. I was immediately beckoned by Mamma's now favorite house guest. Oh God, he looks too happy to see us. Yes, Mr. Collins. I'm going to avoid conversation. I'm sorry. I don't feel well. Bye. Shall we then talk of Lady Catherine another time? Yeah, of course. Why is it going on about Lady Catherine? I get it. She's great. Why don't you marry Lady Catherine? It is due to Lady Catherine herself that I'm here making your acquaintance, and I apologize, Mr. Collins, but I do find myself feeling rather poorly. Clever way to get out of this convo. Leaving so abruptly was rather unkind, but it was quite clear that Mr. Collins could not be persuaded to stop. It is strange, though. Even though I left him mid-sentence, I believe his interest in me only grew. Mr. Collins is a simp. Ugh. I can't believe he's a potential suitor. Exactly. I'm not feeling Mr. Collins at all. True to the book. And that was the week. Interesting. So we're in a healthy, happy state. Let's check our stats. So the latest guy is Mr. Collins. Okay, Mr. Collins seems to like us quite a lot. And he has come to Longbourn with a specific intent of marrying either Jane, Lydianne, or me. Who else do we know? Well, I don't even... This is not the Darcy edition. This is the Bingley edition. And I don't think anything would have changed. Yeah. We didn't get to play it this time. You know what, though? Instead of setting his sights on Jane, who's only 22, or us, we're only 20, or Lydianne, who's even younger than that, ew. Yeah, maybe we should go for Charlotte, our pal Charlotte. She really likes us, and she's sweet, you know, and she's really concerned about locking down a man. So why not go for Collins? They both seem desperate. Anyway, thanks for watching if you did, and I will continue with more Regency intrigue next time. Bye.